Can you say something?
Saying something saying. What the heck is this?
Yeah.
I just loaded the classroom and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, what do you like? What are your thoughts about whatever you see?
You never get this position in real life. Those are my
Yeah,
thoughts.
true.
That was like the first I like thought. You never get this position in real life.
That's correct. Anything else?
That it's a draw, mostly. Or like, yeah, it's a draw.
Yes, it's a draw. So that you know, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me. Oh, you didn't hear me?
No, I didn't hear you.
Oh,
You somehow cut off.
yeah.
Or...
Okay. I have one more issue with my Can you talk a little bit more?
Okay. Talking 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 testing testing 1 2 3 testing 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 1 2 3 testing 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 testing
Oh,
testing
I finally
testing.
found it. It was the last button.
Woohoo.
I think say again.
Testing testing
Yeah,
testing testing testing.
found. Okay, that's perfect. Um, yeah, that's great. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, well, before we begin, I'm gonna take a usual selfie. Are you ready?
Selfie time for Instagram. Yes.
Sorry, let's do it again. Oh, perfect. Then I'm gonna post an announcement that we are live, so that everybody can tune in.
Very nice.
And then we go.
We have so many positions here.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I did something that's not very much allowed.
What do you
But
mean?
but I put a book here, and that book is usually for purchase.
Okay.
But yeah, it's gonna help us. Okay, this one you know. This one you know too. I mean, you have to know it.
Whose turn it is?
Good question. Now let's say, can you say for both?
If it's black's turn, it's a win. If it's white's turn, it's a draw.
Okay, so this you know.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's go for the next one. Now, finally, we're getting um into something you cannot know. So we're gonna study it together.
Okay, wait a second. So, white has a rook. Ah, oh my god. I hate these end games. I had one when I was playing in the tournament. I had a knight, not a bishop, but and I had also a pawn, and I lost. That was sad.
I'm honestly quite surprised that they chose this as a first deviation after everything. Let's say you studied everything about king and pawn
Yeah.
endgames, but let it be so. Um, and this is gonna be your first kind of, because I assume you didn't do any endgames on your own, right?
No. No.
So that's gonna be like our first attempt to educate you.
Okay.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is a series of lessons with Agnesa, which is not her name.
Hello.
I keep calling her that.
Waving.
And we've been on the road since December. It's a month 2, and we are on the road to prepare Agni for her championship, national championship, which is gonna happen mid-March. And we're having lessons pretty much every Thursday at the same time. Today we're starting a bit earlier because tonight is my first ever IRL training camp, so I gotta make the roll, start the ball rolling or something like that. So
Yeah, I saw on Instagram. That was so nice.
yes. Yeah, so very excited. And yeah, that's why we're here. So stick to this lesson if you want to learn something a long way. And yeah, here we go. End games. Rook versus bishop.
Is this supposed to be a draw? I think. Like technically, rook versus bishop is a draw, right?
Depends. Depends on something that I want you obviously to tell me. If you know
Okay.
or not. Let's ask ourselves this question. What is your typical evaluation of a rook versus bishop?
Typical, like, I think it's a draw. That's typical evaluation.
Not always. Like, you need to know how to make a draw.
That's true.
Do you know how to make a draw?
Not really.
Okay. Does anyone in chat know? Not that we want them to know, but okay, let's say here it's white to play.
Okay. So they go something like for checkmate, like I don't know.
Let's just try your best. It's white to play.
I don't have access.
Oh, yeah, but you don't need to have access, right? I'll give you access obviously, but you shouldn't be moving pieces. You should, but you wanna draw arrows or here. You don't move
What do you mean?
pieces.
So just say what.
Yeah,
what
you
I
need
would
to
do?
you need to you
Ah,
need to calculate.
okay.
Yeah, kind of like say out loud variations.
Okay, so like the typical checkmate does not work because they have a bishop, so they don't have to move to the king to h8. So like even if you move the rook somewhere to f file, like it still doesn't work because they can just move the bishop. Then what can they do? Like for example, they move the rook to like b7, so we can just move the king to f8. If white moves the king, black moves the king, white moves the king, black moves the king, and it's just like forever. And if you want to like to give like a typical rook checkmate, it doesn't really work because black has like additional tempo. You don't have to move the king to the corner square. So isn't this just a draw like this? How do you give it checkmate here?
White wins here, so you need to figure it out.
Okay.
Some of your thoughts are a bit naive.
Okay.
So you gotta level up a little bit, like what the heck is going on here? And what are the plans? If that makes sense to you.
So like, okay, so I can move the rook to like, for example, I don't know, f5, doesn't really matter. So he'll not move king to h8 because then he get a checkmate. So he has to move the bishop somewhere. It doesn't really matter where because then I can just like go to the file that the bishop is and threaten the checkmate at the same time.
Okay.
And then he has to move the bishop and I go to d8 and then there's like checkmate.
Okay, that's already better. See, you're trying better. Let's say, but let's say I go bishop to h2. Agnes trying to find an h2 on the board. I saw that confused face. she's like,
I was
where's
like, where
that
the heck is
square?
that? Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, wait a second. So then,
So you found the first idea, which is, let's say, rook f5, and if they go to anywhere from the other side, you just stack them and you checkmate. I agree
yeah,
with that. That's correct. Now let's try to find what happens on bishop h2. And yeah, I don't know if you expected it this way or not, but basically, endgames are gonna be very much like it's a more practical way of studying,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I know that. That's okay. I'm just trying to figure out bishop h2, and like he still has like either like g1 or g3 square. So he has like two squares then to run. So I can't like block both of them. So it's like you want the bishop to like go out of the king's file, like where the king is standing. So you want him to go somewhere out of there. Am I dumb? Maybe. Wait.
There are a few ideas.
Oh, okay, maybe I know. So then, like, you try to, okay, so you go, for example, uh, bishop f5, rook f5, he goes bishop h2, you go to f2, he goes, I don't know, to g3 or something, or back to g1, you go to g2.
G2 is here.
Yeah, he has to
Wait,
move the
rook
bishop.
f5, bishop
Yeah,
h2.
rook f2.
Oh, okay. Rook f2.
Yeah, then
Go
he goes
somewhere.
to g1 or g3, you go to g2,
Mm-hmm.
and then he has to move somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So like he has to go either to like if he goes to g1 and then he goes like to e3, d4, or like somewhere to that diagonal,
Uh-huh.
then you can just like go back to the rook like and attack like the bishop and then threaten the checkmate. And if he goes to f4, I can go back to the king, check to the king, and then take the bishop. Did that make sense?
Okay. Yes, yes. So let's say when you check me, like you were not gonna checkmate me, right? I'm gonna protect with the bishop. Like let's say I put the bishop on e3, you go rook d2 check.
Yeah.
Like like I can go rook bishop e7 also. But okay, we'll look at that later. Let's say I go bishop c7, go rook c2, I go bishop d6. You check, I
Yeah, I can check.
protect.
Okay. So then I can just go king f6 and then I take your bishop.
Is king f6 the only move?
Now I can just go with the rook somewhere on that
Yeah, so how is it called?
waiting move.
Mm-hmm. So basically, there's gonna be a Zugzwang, right?
Mm-hmm.
You will
Yeah.
always win by any waiting move. So that's good. Now let's try to level up. Imagine I go to d6. You attack me on d2, I go bishop e7. What are you gonna do
Can I just go, I don't know, rook like b2 or a2? Maybe a2.
there? Okay, and what's your idea?
If you move the bishop, so it's the same checkmate.
Uh-huh.
Like the same idea. If you move the king to f8, so I give you a check and you have to defend with the bishop, and then I take the bishop.
Yeah, that's correct. So you win here. Okay, so let's see
Nice.
what they do up. Okay, they did a different one. So that means yours. Huh. I wonder. Let me see.
Is this still bad?
It shouldn't be bad. Bishop d4. Okay, they don't consider your move. I like your move. So is there a refutation? Go back. I don't necessarily see any. Okay, let's try to do this. What if, like, let's say I go here, you attack,
Mhm.
I go rook, bishop, oh, sorry, bishop b6, you go rook b2, I go bishop c7. Well, computer says it's winning, right?
Can I still go rook c2?
Rook c2, yeah, exactly, rook c2, that's correct. Okay, let's see this. Then rook g2, yeah, your solution is correct, right?
Okay.
Bishop goes somewhere. Rook e2, yeah, it says mate incoming. Bishop c4, rook e2, bishop b6, rook b2, bishop c7, rook c2. Yeah, and you win the bishop. Yes. Okay, let's see. Here it was. I guess there are many solutions. Here, this is what they tried.
Okay.
Oh, and then that's how he did it. See? And now he plays. So he basically wasted a tempo. Oh, even this. Yeah, this is correct.
Okay.
This is yeah, that's good. Okay. So, but now, let's say we put a random king and the rook and bishop and the rook. Right? Not in the particular situation where it's kind of. Oh, actually, there is a concrete reason why this is lost. And actually, I think some chatters know it, but don't look. There is a reason why this is lost, but there could be situations where this would be drawish, that would be lost.
King is in the other side. The bishop cannot attack white's king right now on g6 square.
It's a funny way to say it, but I would say this is a consequence. Let's say, yeah, because we could. It's a consequence, but you're on the right path.
So like black's king was going to the wrong corner.
Yes. Okay, you're very close. Why? What would change if black king would be in a different corner?
Then white king does not have b6 square. So then black king always has this like escape to a7. Like there is no, like right now it's like there's a checkmate.
Yeah. So if we go to a7, you go check, and we put the bishop there, right?
Yeah.
So what's the difference here compared to what we have? Why, like, here is the same thing doesn't work?
Because they still have one additional square, and it's not a draw. They would get a checkmate because black can still make one move. When the king is already in the corner square, they don't have any moves. It would be stalemate.
Exactly. So that's the whole idea, that we need to go to the square which is opposite of the color of our bishop.
Mhm.
Because like that, we will stalemate ourselves. And that's the drawish idea. You
Okay.
see?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's like the general rule. When you're playing rook and the bishop against rook, you need to, with the bishop, king and the bishop against king and the rook, you need to go with the king to the opposite of your bishop color, so that the bishop can protect you and you have a stalemate. Like
Okay.
here, you see, that's literally our next
Yeah,
example.
draw.
This is gonna be a draw. Yeah. Alright, now, let's look at this.
Whose turn it is?
Good question. It's, would that make a difference?
I feel like if it's black's turn, that they can just go rook a1 and then they just win the knight.
Correct. So if black's turn, then black is winning. Now let's
Yeah.
I think what's happening if white's turn. What theory was this called? Chat is asking. It's an endgame theory. Someone's asking book recommendations for 1400. I have all the book recommendations in my school. But yeah, Agni, you don't focus. Don't get distracted.
Yeah, it's okay. So like you don't want to move your king because then rook just goes to a1 and you lose the knight at some point. So you need to move the knight, but like so maybe you just like try to keep the knight on d1 and f2 squares.
Okay.
So then the king cannot be in c3, d3, and e3 squares.
Okay.
And if the king goes to f3, maybe we can just go knight c3. And if he gives the checks, we can just run away.
Okay, let's try to play it out. So
I'm not sure.
you go here, I go here. You go here, I go here.
Mm-hmm.
You go here.
Only one move, yeah. You don't have any more moves.
Let me go here.
Can I go back to d1?
But you said you wanted to run away.
Yeah, but right now, like the rook is like blocking my king, so I can't run away. Or should I go like king d1? Why? Wait. But if I go knight d1, still the king cannot come to e3. If the rook gives me check, I can just go somewhere.
Okay, let's try to play it.
Okay,
Try to move your pieces.
Knight f2.
Knight f2. You can play. You can make moves.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Go back. I was at this position, right? Uh-huh. Here.
No way.
Go back. Back.
Okay, so what's your conclusion?
I think this should be a draw. Um,
Yes, that's correct. And what's gonna
But
be your what's gonna be your
I'm thinking right now, like, okay, so
what's
like,
gonna be your like plan?
yeah, that's what I was thinking, because right now, like, I have this like comfortable position where I just like give checks. But like, what if like I don't know, I give check, he moves somewhere back, not here, but like and then he gives me check, my king runs away, and then I don't know what else to do. Like how do I go back to this position afterwards?
Okay, let's try then. Let's play it out.
Like, I don't know, what if king goes like round to like c2 or something,
Okay,
like a
I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
c2. What's my plan? I think the king should stay close to knight. Like, that's, I think, important.
Yes, that's correct. Very important.
Uh, I should block with knight his king to not let him to get close. I think that's also important. Now, I don't think I wanna move the knight too far away, so maybe just like move with the king.
Okay.
I need to get the same position somehow. I have this. Yeah, it would be the same.
Okay,
So
you
I
can.
can just move? I don't know. Oh wait, but there's rook there. Check. Back. Oh, nice. I'm going back.
So you're trying to go back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's the best practice.
Really?
Well, where do you think you're more active? In the middle or in the back?
In the middle.
Yeah, so you're kind of purposely trying to put yourself back into a passive situation, into a passive defense, right?
It looked logical. Just like move with the knight somewhere and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of the board, it's more scary to
Okay,
lose a
did
knight.
you make a yeah?
Yeah.
In the middle of the board, it's more scary to lose the knight, right? Because he has more squares to go, right?
Hmm.
You realize that's wrong.
I don't even know right now what to do. What am I supposed to do?
Okay.
Uh, back here.
Okay. We're going more active now. That's good.
Yeah, a little bit. Trying not to lose the knight now. Oh, okay. Huh. Okay, this seems nice. Got the pattern, I think. I don't know if this is like a pattern or something, but still feels kind of nice. I'll go there. Uh, here maybe? Wait a second, I don't know where to go. Maybe here?
Blue still 17 months. That's incredible. Thank you so much. Are you still struggling with this, or
This
you got it?
seems not that hard right now. I don't know.
Yeah. As long as you keep your knight close to your king.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
You got it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. So that was a draw. Now this one. Let's think about this one.
Up where to go. Ah, okay, so I shouldn't have I shouldn't go with the king to the corners. That's bad then.
What else is new?
That's lost. No
Okay.
matter whose turn it is.
Yeah. How do you win for black?
Rook h2.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. I actually thought I didn't think that far. I thought just moving, like doing a waiting move. But yeah, you see that's lost. So yeah, so with a knight, as long as you are not in the corner, it should be it should be okay. Now let's try to do this. Almost the same, but not the same. You see?
But it's still lost. The knight is cornered. And if you move with the king, you're just gonna get a checkmate.
Well, first of all, whose turn is it?
Well, it should be black's right now. They're in check.
Yeah. So
if they move like to f3, for example, you move the king, you get a checkmate with rook.
Yeah.
If you move a knight, they take the knight. So you lost.
Yeah, we lost. You got this. Okay, now this.
Oh, okay.
That's... Yeah, basically what you needed to do in that position, because it feels like we didn't say enough, is that you need to kind of, when you see it from far, you kind of know that this is... But imagine the knight is on f3. So you just go king f3, right? But imagine the knight is on f1. Would that change anything?
No, I don't think so. No, wait, maybe. Wait a second.
Yeah, think about it.
He can't go then to like e3, f3, and g3 squares, because I'm just gonna keep checking on h2 and f1. If he goes to h3, I can just go knight e3.
Just tell me the result after the knight is on there.
I think then it would be a draw.
Yes. And why so?
Because the knight is controlling like 3 squares, e3, f3, and g3. And if the king is on h3, I always have like a escape from f2.
Yeah, so basically it's because the knight is not in the corner. You got it?
Okay.
Yeah, so the knight in the corner is lost. The knight on g is probably also, and the king in the corner is also lost. But if the knight is on f1, you should be having enough squares to do your thing. I'm surprised they didn't give that as a next example. But okay. Let's try this one. You understand what's happening. Black to play, so now we fight to play.
If black to play, it's like instant loss. Rook a1,
Yeah.
knight, yeah, just loss. If white to play, uh, still same loss. Even if you go knight e3, it's check on a1, and then you don't have how to defend. If you go knight to e1, rook a1, and then king g1, and rook takes knight and checkmate. So still. Wait, you can also go with the king. Ah, no, that's the same checkmate. So yeah, it's a loss.
Yeah. So, how are you gonna win after 93, rook a1, knight f1?
Yeah. You take the knight.
Oh, I'm stupid. Sorry. Yeah.
It's okay.
No, actually, for real, sometimes it happens to me. So,
Yeah.
basically, here, white could make a draw if they had two moves, right? They
Yeah.
could go king g1 and knight e3 at the same time.
Still be a loss. No, wait, it wouldn't be a loss. Yeah, then it would be a draw.
Actually, it would be a loss. It would definitely be a loss.
Ah, the rook would be not on a8, it would be on a1, so we couldn't move our knight, then we're forced to go to h1. Okay, it's a loss.
So if we
Yeah.
do king g1 and knight e3, then black is still winning.
Yeah.
How do we win?
Okay. So rook a1, knight f1, king f3, and white is forced to move the king to h.
Yeah, so that shows us that it's actually still a bit tricky, right? Because the position that we were looking at first was very similar, but
the rook was in a different position.
the rook was on the second, not on the here, right? So basically, where was it? Here. So basically, if rook was on a1,
That's a loss.
then white would lose. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that shows you why it's important for you to really not not put yourself into the edge on your own will, right? Like
Yeah.
the position is still drawish, but sometimes if you are not paying attention and you're playing passive, you could actually lose. Right?
Okay.
So but interestingly here it's always checks. Like let's say we go here. No, there is a check. Oh, there is a fork. Let's say we go here. Go here. So there's always gonna be a check.
You can't move forward, right?
There is this thing called that the knight. I've been trying to make a triangle. Do you know what's a triangle?
To like go back to the same position, just your opponent's move, not yours.
It doesn't seem like we have choice. I think
Because
yeah, here, like if I chat, like let's say sorry, yeah, you were saying
because I mean like knight controls like those two squares, like c3, d3, and e3. So it will always like check, or like it's blocking king from going there. So as soon as king like comes to all of any of those squares, then the knight can start checking.
yeah. Let me just here. So if in this position I do this and you carelessly do this,
oh I know,
then you lose.
That's bad, yeah.
So then in this is kind of the only chance when you need to be careful and you move the king up, obviously. But it's like the typical principle. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's jump back to where we were. It's interesting that he starts with all this. Oh, here. I think. Yeah, that's 22. That's our exercise. Yeah. Oh, Michael is already here, checking out the CCC and the Marriott. Nice. My first student arrived. Looking
That
forward,
is.
Michael.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm so happy for you for
And
the
I
lesson.
think Michael is from Canada, so he came from international. Yeah, that's amazing.
Nice.
All right.
But this is also a draw.
Uh, I'm not sure.
Well, it's White's turn.
No, I think White is winning here. Yeah. Oh, sorry. No, sorry.
How they win?
Yeah, we're under check, right?
Yeah. So it's their turn.
Yeah, it must
If
be.
they move to 3, you go knight g2 and check.
Hmm.
If they go to g3, then you can just
It's
go
a
with
there
your
is a
center
there
back.
is a there is a win here. There is definitely a win here, and it's a very precise. I think. Okay, let me check myself.
Okay.
No, you're right. It's a draw. But let me try to win. So I go here.
There you go.
You go. You play with black.
Yeah, you have a check.
I just moved. No, you don't see it.
No, I don't see it.
Now.
No, it's
If
still
we
on F3 for
try
me.
to refresh.
Okay. Reload.
Still no.
Okay, now I see.
Okay. So.
Okay, so I go. I think I can do this.
Okay. So if I go this way.
I can go back.
And now I want to do this.
I go here.
Mm-hmm. Mm. So I do this.
I have to go back.
No, I do this.
Tricky. But no, it's still okay. I can go here. You can't go to F3.
Yeah. I'm just trying to do whatever we did with the bishop.
Yeah.
But it probably doesn't work. Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, let's see what he says about this position. Both endings mixed in a recent game. I have presented here a rook versus knight ending because the basic ideas are simple and one simple and two a must for all players. It's true though that the trapping phase can sometimes be complicated. Also, some positions with the king and the knight on the edge require an accurate defense, which you have discovered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although those cases follow the general rule that the defender, only loses. What's wrong with me? If one of the pieces is in the corner. When I was rounding off this book, two top players played a surprising endgame whose result amazed everyone who likes studying chess. Or so I thought. It is a remarkable ending because it contains the ideas shown in the previous two endings and illustrates the difficulties of certain positions when the king and the knight are on the edge. Therefore, I thought it was worth studying it here, although due to its complexity, I do not recommend learning it by heart. I agree with that. Like the previous ones, which we understood, right? We didn't really learn them. I will not comment in detail on all possible lines for the same reason. Back row, he was playing in this position, had reached this position after an accurate defense of first a rook plus pawn versus rook plus pawn. and then a rook plus pawn versus rook ending in the final test. Okay, we'll see that later. He is just promoted to a knight, which, as we shall see, that's, by the way, a common thing when you're defending a king and a pawn versus a king and a rook. Sometimes your only defense can be to promote to a knight, because if you promote to a queen, you're gonna get checkmated. Basically, would be like here. This the last move of black was e2 to e1, promoting. And if they promoted to any other piece, it would be a checkmate. And that's a pattern that I want you to pay attention to. It's going to be very typical in the rook, in those type of endgames.
Okay.
So your only defensive resource is to promote to a knight, not to lose. So where were we? So he promoted to a knight. He has just promoted, and as we shall see, is the standard way of saving these positions. Now he has a supposedly well-known drawn ending. I assume that at this point he relaxed. Uh-oh. And he was probably in time trouble. Uh-oh. Nevertheless, there is a special circumstance which is interesting for us from a theoretical point of view. The knight is within range of its dam square g2. The dam square of the knight g2, remember? Damn, I had a feeling. And the king is placed on the knight's side next to that square, defending this ending of somewhat difficult. Okay, so let's take a look. Although computer says it's equal, so probably black did a mistake because of the time trouble. Rook d2, that's what we did, 91.
Yeah.
Rook f2, that's what we did.
Yeah.
Rook f8. That's what I tried. No. Wait, what?
You don't go. Why would you go to? Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, knight goes to d3. If you go to g2, then rook goes to a8.
But then king f1. King f1, yeah.
But then you have a check.
Wait, 93? Yeah, 93. Rook e1, king here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did he lost in this game?
Yeah, he lost. That's where I was telling you.
So knight g2 was wrong?
Yes. But weirdly, it says so far everything has been forced. Now black's trouble starts. I'm not sure.
Rook e8 maybe?
But this one we know that it's well, yeah, first of all, let's indeed try to find out why this is lost. Oh, where's the trouble? But I mean, again, computer says it's equal, so I don't want us to focus too much. But I also don't see how you will win. Oh, okay, this is lost. So we were wrong. Okay, so this is lost. Let's first try to refute this. Right.
Okay. So he can bring in the king to e2 right now. Like king f3, king e2. Then we go knight g2. He go rook g8. We have to move the king. And then basically our knight only has one move, like on h4.
Okay.
I think then you lose somehow.
Let's try once again. So you
I go here.
That's what I thought.
If you give a check, and then here, and then you.
Oh, he considers that. Oh, he actually considers that. Yeah, you're right. You found it. Congratulations. I was also looking at that. But how do you win here, though?
Rook g8. You only can go king h2 or king h1.
Yeah. But okay, king h2.
And then you go forward with the king.
But then we go
checkmate.
Knight here.
Yeah. So then you go rook h8.
King h3.
You just do waiting move.
King g4.
Oh wait, you can run away.
Yeah. We're close, but we need to be careful here. I don't see it myself yet.
Wait a second.
Yeah, you can see that some of these positions even I am not sure, unfortunately. I think I found it. Okay, I'll let you find it as well. It has nothing kind of to do with what we saw before. It's more like it's more on the restriction side. Yeah, we need to restrict the knight.
Mm-hmm.
Michael says you can't remember all the endgame patterns. First of all, Michael, endgame spells with one word. And secondly, there is no such a thing as all patterns. There's like patterns, I think. And then whatever you have, you fit into those patterns. And the more patterns you know, the easier it's going to be for you to understand in the middle game when you should go to the end game or not. How do you save or how do you win, right? By going to the right end games. So that's why we need, like, it's like your final end goal.
I don't know yet.
Okay, it's basically in 3 moves. And there are no checks. So it's a waiting restriction moves. Remember, if black has to deviate the knight further away from the king, then it's lost.
Yeah. So maybe then you just go like rook g8, king h2, king f2, knight h4, right? And then you go rook g3.
Interesting. Knight f4.
Rook g. No, wait. Yeah. Wait.
I'm curious to check that. I don't see yet how you win there because it seems like I always will go.
You can go back.
Yeah, I will always go back, but it's a nice attempt. It's a nice attempt.
I don't know. I don't see it.
Okay, so let's try this way. So right now, I want to do this. These are my 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I have 3 moves, right?
Yeah.
How can you stop 3 moves at the same time? Remember restriction.
h8.
Rook h8. Yes. Then I'll have only 1 move. Mm-hmm. Knight f4. Whenever you see that your opponent has only 1 move, it's a good sign. In a way, right?
Okay.
So continue from that.
Then king f3. He has to go to d3, d5, e6 or g6.
But you should understand that doesn't smell right. That's too far away.
Yeah, the knights are going somewhere for a walk.
So that won't work. It's just too. Right?
But he doesn't have any other way. He can go back, but that's also not working.
Because?
My king is already on f3 and then I can just go rook g8 as I wanted to do before.
Yeah, so I think that works. Here, then here, right? If the knight goes too far away, he's gonna be lost. We'll just restrict the knight. But if he goes back, this is what I said when I meant 3 moves. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
You saw that, right? Rook g8.
Yeah.
So then maybe what we should do is try to win here. How are you gonna win?
Okay. Um. Still hard.
Really? Well, that's good that I asked then. I'm glad I asked.
Okay, so there's still like 2 checks that he can give. Maybe then somehow come back to the position that he was. So I don't want to do that. Like, how do you give a checkmate like this?
You don't need to. Are you trying to make a checkmate? So you that's wrong. You don't need to make a checkmate. You just need to win the knight.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's all you need to do. How are you
So
gonna
I
win
can
the
go
knight?
then rook h4.
What's gonna be your plan to win the knight?
Try to give a check.
Nope. Double attack. No, that's not how you're gonna win the knight. You go rook h4. Well, I mean, we can try rook h4, but you gotta know it's like solving the studies. You know what studies?
I was trying to like, yeah, I was trying to like maybe trap the knight somehow because like he can't go
Okay,
like
but
to
how
g.
are you gonna trap the knight? Like other than make like right now you're just basically playing for tricks of a double attack, right? No, that's not the way. Kind of that's not the right way.
Is it the same that you have to attack for a checkmate and the knight at the same time?
Yeah, that's a double attack, right? You're
It's
attacking
also
the,
not.
but
Okay.
it's not like it's just a trick. It's a one-time thing. Here you gotta think with a concept. So what's your concept gonna be? We can play it out if you want,
I'm not sure what's the concept.
but we can like you can just try like your intuition, whatever your intuition says. We can just try making moves.
Okay. I would go
You can make
rook
them.
d4.
You can make
Okay.
moves.
Yeah. I forget. Sorry.
It's okay. You're on the right path. Should I tell you?
Trying like to restrict the knight from like moving. He's like in the corner now. But I cannot restrict all the moves with the rook. Like he always has somewhere to go.
Okay, what's gonna be your
Like-
plan here? How are you gonna win? Should I tell you?
Yeah.
So you were correct. You're gonna restrict the knight. So the knight will eventually have less and less squares, and then you just, in order to win it, you don't use your rook anymore.
Bring in the king?
Yes, you just bring the king. So look at this. These are the knight squares, right? You got this. You got this too. So only those are left. But the moment he goes down, obviously he has even less squares. But the moment he goes here, does he have anywhere to go? No, you're already controlling it.
Yeah, but he can still go here now.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So then let's go. Okay, for when he goes here, where is he gonna go? So let's say if we bring the king, he goes here. We can go here, right? And block him. So you know that if the knight goes to the edge, he's gonna have less squares, right? And now he's almost forced to go. He was already on the edge, but he's gonna be forced to go to the edge. So this is kind of a more geometrical thinking for you. Okay?
Okay, and not try to go like a checkmate, but you just like come with the king and take the knight.
Yeah, and then you will win. Yes, that's the only way. So, but the knight you gotta restrict it, but you're gonna push the knight further away from the king and to the edge, and then you use your rook to control him, to restrict him, and you use your king to actually attack him and win him.
Okay,
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that, and you're gonna like always look for geometry there, right? Really like math here.
Okay.
So that's the plan, yeah, and that's why we know like whenever the knight has to be pushed away, you already know, because this is gonna be your new pattern that you studied, that you know if knight is away from the king, it's gonna be lost. You really should not try to calculate this. Absolutely not. Because this is where your chess the understanding, yeah, the basic understanding and pattern recognition is gonna help you save lots of time and energy. You don't calculate that. You just know that this is one, and you'll figure it out move by move when the position happens. So, long story short, we were trying to, I think knight g2 is a correct move, and knight d3 we saw that that's losing because we go king f3. I still don't understand what's happening on this move though. I don't know how we win here.
King e3.
King e3. Oh yeah.
Check.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, king e3. Yes, that's correct. It's so weird because I felt like we had a similar position at some point.
I think we did pretty similar, but the rook wasn't on the king's file.
That's so weird, right?
Yeah, they're tricky endgames.
Yeah, I felt like, okay, whatever. So just to finish with this one. So in the game he played, that's why he played knight g2.
Yeah.
King f3. And here he made a mistake, king f1. Instead of king f1, black should have played...
But you can't go knight e1 too.
You can't? Why not?
It's
because we studied it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, how are you gonna win? Yeah, that's true. We just saw it, but just double checking.
H4. You give a check. If he goes back, you go back.
Whoa. 1 second. Knight e1. Why do you say knight h4?
We can't go knight e1.
Because white wins. How does white win?
King e2.
King knight g2.
We were restraining knight. Rook h8.
Exactly. Just
Yeah.
I'm asking
yeah,
the same
yeah.
question because it's a lot. So
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah, to
so
remember.
is knight h4 the right move? Probably. Yes, knight h4. You're right. So this is law. This is a mistake. Okay, now let's try to win it.
Rook a8. No, wait. Sorry. Uh,
Okay, I found it, but as you can see, it also took me time to think about it.
it's easy because if he goes to knight e1
Mm-hmm.
and our rook it's like not on f file anymore, like he just makes a draw because he has those two squares.
Exactly, we saw already.
Yeah.
That's true, we saw that. You are basically what you're doing right now, and you're right. You're thinking by elimination. You're eliminating those moves that we already saw wouldn't work.
So I think you can just do a waiting move like rook f7.
Yeah, I also think so. He's gonna go knight e1.
Yeah, then you go king e3.
King g1.
And you give a check. Yeah. And you give a check, then king g1, and we already restricted the knight from the king a little bit.
But now, I also thought that, but now, what if after check he goes back?
What check?
I don't think the check is right.
No.
Because if you check rook
on g8?
Yeah, I don't think it's right.
No. Then he goes back.
Exactly. So once again, you're right. Rook f7, knight d1, king e3, king g1, and you won here in 4 moves. Kind of training your calculation as well. No chat. Rook e8 or rook h8 doesn't work because the knight goes to e1 with the check. That doesn't help. And then it's a draw. Knight will just go back and forth with the check. Okay, you're on it. So it's just your calculation.
I can.
Yes.
Go king e2.
Correct. Knight g2. Only
and
move.
then we do the same what we did.
Which was
rook h7.
Rook h7, knight f4.
King f3.
Knight g2.
Rook g7.
Yes, that's it. That's correct. I think so. Let's check.
I think so too.
Lol, look at this. They are making mutual mistakes all the time. King g3, and then
King
repeating.
goes back.
Yeah, so 2 times mistake, right? That's funny. Yeah, it shows you. And that was Kamsky back row. Kamsky used to be like the world number, whatever, 2. I don't know. What was Kamsky? World champion? Was he or not?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, obviously you don't know, but maybe Chad knows. You know, Chad, that feeling that you know 10 times more about history and theory of history and theory of chess than your streamer, and yet your streamer adopts you 20 times in a row. But okay. So, yeah, knight. So, sorry. So the right move here is rook f7. We said rook f7. Yes, rook f7, correct. Check here, here, and then this one. Goes here, we restrict, checks, and then if he goes back, we go here. Then if he doesn't go back, then we don't even consider. The only thing you need to take care of. Oh, fun fact. King f3 is not the only move that wins. I'm surprised. Also, king e3 wins. And if he goes here... Oh, it's because you repeat. But that's not the decisive move. Although, wait, king f3? 91? Okay, he's just repeating. No, okay, so that's the only solution. So, I guess here, just wait. Knight f4. And then the only thing you need to pay attention is, like, there is no fork. But I don't think there will be any fork. So, because the king is near the knight. When the king is like this with the knight, there is no fork. The fork is when the king is kind of, yeah, there's just another pattern. Just know when the king is touching the knight. Not like that, sorry, from the side. Because if it was diagonal... Oh, okay, here's the pattern. Your king will be checked only if it's on the same color as the knight. If your king is
that makes sense.
If your king is on the same, it's also math. Everything that comes to knights, a lot of like geometry. If your king is on the opposite color, you won't be checked. Because whenever the knight moves, he will attack same color.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Well, I think we should stop here.
Whew, yeah, that was hard. A lot of brain work.
Yeah. So basically, this was number 22. And to get you ready for the championship, ideally, you should study everything which is in this book, which is 334. Good side is that if you study all that, you can try to you would gain 200 elo points. Very
Should I study like on my own?
Well, if you can, yeah, you should. Yeah, if you can, you should continue. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Well, I assume it's early for you, so you're gonna continue to stream, right?
I think so, for a little bit. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, then in that case, I'll be rating you.
Oh, thank you.
Because I gotta run because my students are here.
Good luck.
But yeah, but that was cool.
Thank you.
And looking forward to your games, to your new games.
Me too. Thank
All
you.
right.
And good luck to you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, chat. So that was it. Before I go, I should probably remind you that I have a school where all that you can get the access to. Unlimited access to all this material and many, many more things. Check it out by using the command school. And not only the whole chess material, theory and practice, but also daily study plans, group workshops. And every new student who joins my school gets a free game review from me personally. So lots of exciting features, and careful. We're approaching 300 students, but once we get to 300 students, the price is gonna go up. So you might jump in on the living train. Great value, folks. Michael knows, because he's here for the training camp that we are hosting tonight. Lots of extra support from other students. Exactly, like-minded people. Adult improvers, people like you who are stuck around the same rating and don't really know how to improve. But you want to get better at chess. So, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go because today's a big day. I gotta rush, I gotta run. Last minute preparations. And I'm gonna raid Agnesa. But I'm gonna tell her if she continues to stream, she should try to participate in the puzzle championship. Yep, that's about it. So, and you guys, I think if you were bored and you want to see something, you could, yeah, you could look that. Michael, I hope you, knowing that you travel today, I assume the room check-in is gonna be after 4. Maybe they'll let you in earlier. Could be. But I would suggest you to take a nap. To take a... Oh, you traveled yesterday. Oh, look at you. So professional. Oh, you're in Holiday Inn. Okay, that's nice. So professional. Okay. Well, then you're I guess you're fine. Yeah, you have a nice oh, you got in at 1:30 a.m. Okay, so you okay, I see after the workday. Yeah, I think you might want to take a walk around the lake. It's a very cute lake. There is a lake there. Take a walk there. I think it would be in all that area. It's a student campus and that's cool. Great. Excited. So, see you tonight. And everybody, what kind of school is this? It's a learning community. That's what kind of a school it is. A learning community. You can find all the details on my website. You can also subscribe to my free newsletter with weekly advice on dinabelankaya.com. Bye!